All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is Friday. Happy Friday to everyone out there, October 10th. And we got one MLB game to dive into in today's video. It is game number 5. Winner takes all game between the Mariners and the Tigers here, ALDS series. The winner goes on to face the Toronto Blue Jays in the next round. But we got game number 5 here. Like I mentioned, we're going to dive into this game. I'm going to give you my prediction on the side. I'll give you my prediction on the total. We'll talk about any other plays like player props that we like within the game as well. But as always, guys, make sure to keep an eye down on the pinned comment of this video. That's where you'll find all of my final plays so that I'm actually rolling with myself. If that does interest you, it's absolutely free down in the pinned comment. In terms of yesterday, yet again, we go 1-2. Phillies Dodgers over 7. Bad look there. That was a low scoring game. And the way that ended was crazy. If I was a Phillies fan right now, yikes. Brewers Cubs first 3 under 2.5. 3 runs in the first inning. And that was it for the first 3, so kind of a bad beat there, but it is what it is. That was yesterday. Like I told you in yesterday's video, these playoff games are tough right now. I feel like we have our high highs and then kind of like middling lows, and then high highs, middling lows. Big time roller coaster here, but this series has been a pretty good roller coaster, right? Mariners taking on the Tigers. We got George Kirby on the bump for the Mariners, going up against the man, the myth, the legend, Tarik Skubal for Detroit. Now, I'll say this before we even get into the breakdown of the plays. Detroit probably feels pretty good, right? Like when you have your Haas, you got Tarik Skubal on the bump in a winner-go-home situation, that's got to give the team some life. Is that the way that we're leaning? We shall see. But yeah, that's got to fire up the squad, having a guy like him, such like an FU pitcher on the mound in a situation like this. We did see him pitch against Seattle in game number 2, maybe? And he allowed 2 runs through 7 innings, 9 strikeouts, 1 walk. Those 2 runs, if I'm not mistaken, were 2 solo shots, right? Now, George Kirby also pitched against this Detroit team. We've already seen both these guys in this series so far. Kirby, 5 innings pitched, 2 earned, 8 strikeouts. 1 home run in that game, allowed only 1 walk. So both these guys have some success already in this series. I will say neither one of their numbers look all that tremendous when looking at them, versus the opposing team last year, earlier this year, that type of thing. That being said, we know these guys are both studs, and that total is down at 6 for a reason, right? Now, I mentioned how, the Tigers are probably pumped to have Skubal on the mound and everything like that. Even though this series may not be the most indicating of what I'm about to say, I still do believe it. I think the Seattle offense is better than Detroit, especially given the fact that, Seattle's going up against a lefty, Detroit's going up against a righty. So I think that Seattle may have a slight offensive edge throughout the entire game. If Skubal's going to go out there, pitch his arm off, and throw 9 innings, then yeah, you probably got me dead to rights. But if he's going to pitch 6 innings, even if he pitches 7 innings, I don't know how much I trust that Detroit bullpen. So I do lean towards Seattle here. I'll sound the psycho alert alarm, but you're getting plus money for the team at home, who I do think is the better team, and they also have a stud pitcher on the mound in George Kirby, right? Like, let's not act like he's some schmuck. Maybe standing next to, Skubal, he looks like that, but this is still a guy that is really, really good. 1.1 whip so far at home this season, a FIP of 3.12, a strikeout rate of nearly 30%. We talked about the strikeouts in whatever the last game he pitched against them, right? So I do think this is a decent spot. The only thing that could concern me, or does concern me, he does have some blemishes on his track record here against lefties. There's a few more lefties in the lineup than there is righties. You have, obviously, Kerry Carpenter, Cole Keith, Riley Green, McKinstry, and Parker Meadows, right? That's 5 lefties in that lineup. So that would worry me the slightest amount, but still, I do think that, you get to the bullpen and stuff like that, and all of a sudden, Seattle does have a massive advantage. I'm not saying they go out there and tag up Tarik Skubal, but I do think that there's a slight advantage on their side. Again, I'll sound it again. Sounded the psycho alert alarm. I know fading Skubal is pretty crazy. And does this mean me leaning this way that I'm definitely going to put this down? Not so much. One thing that I've also considered was the Detroit team total under, because that way they could even win like 3-1. Everyone gets their bread, right? Like if we like them under 3.5, the Mariners pitcher George Kirby, the bullpen pitches well. Detroit still, goes out there and wins, but they don't score a lot of runs. Kind of the way that I would see this going. Now the total's at 6 and 5.5. That's such a low number that it does worry me. I'd rather kind of isolate it, trim some fat. So that's why I like Detroit team total under. But, you know, if you can get a good price on a Nerfy, a good price on a first 5 under, by all means do it. I just don't think you're going to be able to find, you have to lift a lot of rocks to find a good price for that. But give me the Mariners here. Now, there's a player prop that I'm looking at too, and we can go ahead and jump into the Outlier screen. Guys, if you want to check out Outlier, link down below in the description as well as the pinned comment. You get a 7-day free trial to my favorite player prop research tool. Yeah, we're fading a guy that has been absolutely raking. Spencer Torkelson, under 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Yeah, he's been going off. But look at this. The one game that he didn't, who pitched that one, right? That was George Kirby. So I do think this is a decent enough look. I mean, he does have a 400 average against Kirby, but everything else kind of jumps out to me other than his track record against him. When you look at this, okay, well, Torkelson's a lot worse against righties. I mean, when I say a lot worse, his average drops down 10 points. WRC plus drops down nearly 10 points. George Kirby, a lot better against righty bats, right? His ERA drops down over 10 points. WOBA goes down from 300 to 278. And what I like is the fact that, yeah, the fastball is going to be a pitch that Torkelson will probably hit. If we do look at the heat map, Torkelson hits it when it's low and kind of inside in the zone. George Kirby to right-handed bats is tossing this thing 33% of the time high and outside. That's great because Torkelson this year hasn't even hit a fastball that was high and outside to him. That's the fastball, right? But the slider should really be what gets him, and that's what I like about George Kirby here. 37.6% strikeout rate in terms of Torkelson against that slider. This is obviously one of the pitches that George Kirby goes to and he'll need to go to in this spot, but I do like the idea of Torkelson struggling, even though he's been absolutely raking, right? No home runs, but he's got 4 RBIs in the last 3 games. He has 4 hits in the last 3 games, and again, hits, runs, and RBIs. He's got 10 hits, runs, and RBIs last 3 games. Last time he didn't do it, he faced George Kirby here, and he only had 1 run, no hits, right? Or RBIs. So I think this could be a decent enough look to take a peek at there, but again, guys, tough game to beat. I should have probably started talking about it when we did the breakdown. Like, this is a standalone winner-take-all game here in the MLB. A lot of these lines are going to be efficient. A lot of these prices are going to be tough to swallow in a sense, but it is what it is. That's what we're dealing with here. So give me the Mariners. Again, I like a Detroit team total under, and then Spencer Torkelson. Even though he's been absolutely raking, I like the idea of him going under in his hits, runs, and RBIs. But guys, it's going to wrap it up for me in today's show. Let me know what you guys are rolling with down in the comments. This is going to be a really, really good game. If you like offense, maybe not. I mean, you got 2 of the best and maybe the best on the Detroit side pitching today. So let me know what you guys are rolling with down in the comments. Looking forward to seeing that. And yeah, catch you guys in the next one, right? Peace out.